be Dustin Hoffman.
I've learned if you just give these celebrities enough time and they continue to exist, and they're not like Treat Williams who gets into a grotesque and brutal motorcycle accident.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
that guy's just like Mr. Bit Player TV show.
Yep.
You know,
He's one of the
guy.
people where you don't really know his name, but you see him and you're like, oh, I know who that is. What is going on with the ghosts in this house?
There's ghosts in this house. There's some ghosts in this house. Wet ass ghosties. Wet ass poltergeists.
Bring out your dead. All right.
The WAP, it stands for We Are Poltergeist.
We are poltergeist.
Ooh.
Ich bin ein Poltergeist.
I wish that Cardi B was a ghost because I don't like her being
She will be
around
one
and
day.
making shit. Yeah, I hope so. I hope. Oh my God,
That's going to be my memoir, Diary of a Future Ghost.
I like that. That's a good band name. Or an album name or something.
Yeah.
Diary of a Future Ghost.
Yeah, I love it. Put it on the front of my baby book.
That's a great memoir name.
TM. Don't steal that.
TM. It's
Anybody out
it's
there.
on record. If
That's
you had
right.
thought of it before us and you
Yeah.
didn't put it on record like we did, you're fucked big time.
That's
You're
it.
fucked worse than the people on Mount Everest who don't know how to get down.
That's right. You missed it. But you're fucked more than all of those people that are stuck on that little submarine that went to explore the Titanic.
Allison and I were just talking about this right before I came over. Oh my! They're either already dead,
Yeah.
or they're
about to die. Like,
Can you
before
imagine?
sunrise. Yeah.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
being on a small vessel with all the people that you're going to die with?
Which, of course, was very inexpensive to get onto this vessel.
$200,000
right.
a ticket.
Yeah.
Fucking, and then this is just, I think this is just like my my inner communist or whatever that laughs at like a billionaire dying on a submarine.
Yeah, right.
Because he's got this ego trip. He's
Yeah.
on this if Joe Rogan, Elon Musk,
Right.
and Bezos and fucking those other fucking crazy assholes, if they were all down there together
Yeah.
in that submarine, they couldn't find him, I
Right.
would be cheering. We'd be throwing a party right now because that would just be this cleansing of Earth.
bombing runs.
Yeah.
Hurry him up.
Somebody out there would be paying these squids who took them, these giant underwater squids who took them
A
away.
whole civilization in a castle and shit.
Just paying them with fish heads,
Oh,
just
my
chucking a
God.
bunch of them down there. And who
Oh.
knew it could be so easy to get rid of all the
We
problems?
gotta get this is better on the show. We have to. Jesus Christ, let's do.
Everything good comes before
everything
the show.
good happens beforehand.
It's never on the actual show.
Ended an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Yay! And then, wait. What does that do? Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
This corner weighing in at 180 pounds.
Darkness, everybody!
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
Fucking amateur. Am I wrong? No. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Hail to the king, baby.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.
You tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Kickstarter with Matt.
Matt starts off just shouting in your face. And meanwhile, I'm still laughing about if you don't watch this show live or you don't see the live stream of it.
Oh, my God.
We just, there's like, we're expressing our we're expressing our comedy and ourselves through like the art of mime.
Yeah.
So we just mime stories in the very
Yes,
beginning of
exactly.
stuff that's happening.
And it's always different. It's always something.
It's always different.
It's always different.
Sometimes it's an imaginary car crash.
Right. Yep.
Sometimes it's an imaginary, like a bakery.
Fights, bakeries, we do all kinds of things. Yeah.
and who knows what you're fighting. And
Today, I think there was like maybe a meteor shower.
something was going on up top.
Comets were going down.
We were trying to escape a fate that we didn't choose. is
That's
what we're-
right. Unlike all these fuckers stuck on this submarine that decided, hey, we're going to go down and see what it looks like down there.
The audacity of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It is. it's not unprecedented because what they were going to see was the Titanic.
Yeah. like when they all were starting to go down towards it, they finally saw it. Like, are we going to see any skeletons? And the guy who was running the whole thing turned around being like, "You're going to see some now."
Take a look around you.
Yeah.
One of you is going to be a skeleton very soon.
That's right.
And we're all going to get to witness it.
That's it.
They
Yeah.
wanted, maybe that's all, maybe that's, they paid for this experience where they're dying.
It could be, yeah. I
Like-
mean, they're that obsessed with the death,
How do
the
they
immense
feel?
tragedy. Yeah, yeah.
Allison was
it's
reading
the full
this.
experience.
We were just reading this article right before I came over.
Yeah.
And she was like, they wanted to have an experience in this article. It says that that's people pay for an experience that's outside of their normal lives. And it's like, what bigger experience outside of your normal life is there than dying?
In a tube.
Yeah, in a tiny tube. This is like that's my nightmare. That's my 100% my worst fucking nightmare. Was dying on a submarine that
Yeah.
gets lost or adrift, or
Right.
dying in a space shuttle.
But which would you rather?
Oh my god, if I had to pick one?
Yeah.
See, the thing about there's two different types of fears.
Right.
This in space,
Yeah.
there's this void.
Yeah.
You are not near anything where you came from.
Right. But you
at the
can
same
always
time,
see something.
you can always see something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the death compares. If you go into, well, I guess there's a couple different ways to die in space. You could just asphyxiate, or
Right.
you could go out in the void and like take your helmet off, and now you
Yeah,
die like.
just- I mean,
you like freeze in the vacuum.
well, yeah, but you'd pass out like immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey,
So-
Ace is here.
Ace, what's
See
up,
you all in
Ace?
about 2 weeks. Says, yeah, man.
I
we're
cannot
ready.
wait to
We're
see
ready.
Ace. And
Hell
honestly,
yeah.
if you cannot wait for good content and you're listening to this
Yeah,
garbage,
right.
go listen to Ace's show, The Gore Club.
That's right.
All right, because it's far superior content to this. I don't even consider this crap content. This
No.
this is what people do in lieu of drugs when they can't get their hands on them.
This is
'Cause it
what it's
hurts your
like
brain.
sitting at a bus stop where you have to listen to two fucking people have this stupid conversation next to you. You're like, Jesus Christ, please take me. I need to turn myself in immediately.
That is 100% the experience you have when you listen to this show. You're just stuck next to
Oh.
me and Matt, who just can't shut the fuck up
No.
about nonsense.
Yeah, whatever bullshit's going through our head. But these fucking people. So anyhow, so which would you rather?
So okay, if I'm underwater,
Yeah.
there's that compression,
Mhm.
right? There's like implosion that
Mhm.
can happen, which might be kind of cool. But the idea of like, so here's what's super scary: space can't really flood into your vessel,
Yeah.
but water can. if you're underneath.
Well, no, space can. That would just be an air leak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would
it's
be.
the
It's
same
more
thing.
like the air is leaving you, I guess, in a way, than it
Yeah.
is if you're underwater and suddenly that little tiny tin can starts caving in
Well,
and like
yeah.
the water starts pouring in. Just having to slowly take in the fact that I'm about to die.
Yeah.
I don't think I want that. I think I
Oh.
want a quick and like a quicker, death.
So
Experience.
space then.
Space, I think, would be the one.
Yeah.
But getting me up there would be the biggest problem.
Oh,
See,
really?
well, yeah, I think it's easier to like to go to water and then like go down there. I could easily be lured into a submarine, not knowing it was a submarine, just thinking it was a little, just hop on in this little room here. It's like on my yacht.
Got a whole crawfish broil going on. in
Oh
there.
my God. Well, I'll die for that. That's fine. All right.
Fresh pot. You can see the steam coming out of the blowhole there.
And see, that's another thing too. If I had to choose, you're like, I'll jettison you into space and you'll die like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to go through the process of getting jettisoned into space because there's so
Well,
much
not
that
to
goes
just
into
die,
it.
but like
No, these are death
Get
sentences.
on the thing. We're gonna kill you up there.
You
this is
did-
costing $3 billion
I'm saying it's
to
more,
send you to space so you could die.
but then they sell tickets for it. Dude,
It's like a
they-
David Blaine event.
Yes, they do it. And in this scenario, I've done something unspeakable to
Right.
humanity
Oh,
across
I
the
didn't realize
world.
the entertainment
This
angle.
is the-
now,
yeah.
now it makes sense.
Now it's like the NFL's a sponsor. They got their stickers on the space shuttle,
All
and
the way
whichever
down.
one I want least is the one I'm going to get.
That's
So
right.
they're gonna do it.
They're gonna plaster you to the front of the rocket, so you burn up as it goes through the atmosphere.
They have it so controlled in the sense that like only small parts of me will be taken away over time, and then the
Yeah,
doctor's
that's it.
on there with me, and he's keeping me alive the whole time. and they're televising the whole thing.
He's some weird spider robot guy. He still wears a mask. I don't know.
He's very hygienic.
Yeah,
That's-
well, it's all about
he's a good doctor.
right. You need to die where we're telling you to die.
Don't you dare!
Not a minute
dare
sooner.
fucking die
You
somewhere
need
else.
to be in good health.
We're also taking your lungs and
That's
we're putting them in somebody who is also going to be executed later,
That's right.
but needs a lung
Yeah.
transplant.
Yeah, so get all your screams out now.
Because once they're done with them,
That's it.
they're not your lungs anymore.
No chance. No
Mm-mm.
chance. All your screams are going to be gone.
Can you imagine? So what do you think it's morally better if, like, let's say Hitler,
Yeah.
let's say this happened to Hitler. I'll just use him because he's always the example, the prime example.
Okay.
Hitler's is being tried and he's convicted and he's going to be sentenced to death.
Mhm.
Do you think Hitler's heart should go into like somebody who was a good person who could be saved by it? Or is the stigma of it being Hitler's heart so atrocious that no one can even stomach it?
It's got like a little swastika like emblem stamped onto it. and shit.
The arteries have formed in that shape.
It's like it's incredibly painful. But this is a very rare disease. There's a calcium buildup on the one side of the artery, and it just curls right around, just like that.
It's just a weird coincidence.
The weird thing is that this is the Buddhist one. The swastika that he uses the other way. It was the ultimate irony.
We put it in upside down, so it won't be so bad inside you. We fixed it.
You got to turn it like that little cartouche in The Mummy. You know, open the Book of the Dead.
There's a dude I think in like Hellboy who like he's like made of sand and he just like winds himself
Yeah,
up every
yeah.
time he dies.
Yes, absolutely.
That
yeah,
guy, yeah.
yeah. What a life that is.
But would it be so reprehensible
To-
that you couldn't accept
I don't-
Hitler's eyes or Hitler's?
I
like,
would be fine with it, and I bet you.
I want him.
I mean, that is the best way to ever win an argument with somebody else, to be like, you don't know what these eyes have seen. Neither do I, but it was terrible.
But I've got him now.
Yeah,
I am the custodian of these fucking eyes.
They're now mine. Doctor My Eyes, turn on the song. Turn
Do this. Play it.
play the song.
Play the
And
song,
there's one
please.
playlist on my iPod with one song on it. Hit play.
It's that YouTube. It's what there plays the same song for 2 hours long. Hit that one. Hit play on that.
We're looking to really build an atmosphere here. We're
I'm building a brand.
not a
I'm
one.
rebranding Hitler's eyes. It's no easy task.
I'm bringing them back.
I'm fixing him. He used to be an artist. He used to see beauty in the
He saw
world instead
beauty.
of burning Jews.
That's right. It's not no longer. No longer. We're gonna make a change. I don't know.
Can you go with Hitler's eyes to a Jewish bakery? Can you get a bagel with Hitler's eyes in your head?
I don't think it's like the little shop theft protection things, like you walk through the door and alarms go off. So I think you would be fine.
But you are okay. So you are going to be. There's no way you can remain anonymous. You're going to be known. It's like winning a lottery. You're going to be
Yeah,
known
yeah.
as the guy with Hitler's eyes. Every Jewish person. They're going to have to either make peace with it or
Right.
they might refuse service. And I think as a society, they probably would allow them to say, look, you can refuse service to this one guy. You can do DoorDash
They
for
just
his
have
bagels.
posters of them everywhere.
The guy, I guess, like, do you see, because in the idea is like, do you refuse them and say,
Yeah.
no, I'll take them from someone else who was, I mean, how can you refuse them?
Right. Do you have like maybe Himmler's eyes? Just some. I just want to go a step down. Really, it's just too
Even
much.
Goebbels'
PR.
eyes, it's like not as bad.
I know he had the glasses and all. I'm okay with that. But I just want to take a step back through
Rommel,
the cabinet.
maybe? He wasn't as bad. He's more just a tactician.
What about Heisenberg? He was a bit of an asshole, wasn't he, too? With this whole nuclear program. Bullshit.
But not quite as bad.
Yeah,
he
not as
didn't
bad.
run the show.
Yeah, he was just kind of mean. Yeah, I don't know. I think that there is, in this day and age, there is without a doubt a whole laundry list of people that would volunteer for that, sign up for it. They'd
Oh, no
fucking
doubt.
pay for the opportunity to
Oh,
have
yeah.
Hitler's eyes in their,
Oh, my
in their
God.
sockets.
Well, I guess he's too prominent. I suppose it'd be like a. Well, I guess anybody I could name has too much prominence, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like some dude who, I don't know, like shot up a school or something like that.
Right,
And then
right.
like, then he was killed by the police, but then you ended up getting his eyes.
Yeah. I don't know that they really do a whole lot of eye transplants though, to begin with.
I'm mainly keying off of John Carpenter's Body Bag.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that one where Mark Hamill gets that serial killer's eyes?
Yes, I do. Oh my
And
God.
he can't stop seeing the
Yeah.
crazy, like it like takes his mind over.
That's it. That's
That's what I would hope for.
well, maybe Mark Hamill can tell us what it's like to have someone the eyes of a killer.
Yeah. Would you be seeing not just his murders, but like the times he jerked off?
Everything. he's like, too much Venus Schnitzel.
Or like the time like his mom like scolded him for something.
Yeah, the whole
Or,
thing.
like
You'd
all
see-
of the memories that stick out to him.
you
get 'em.
You can see him standing there in his underwear, ironing his pants. Be like, nope, I got to do it
Nuts
again.
bites,
Got to
nuts
do it
bites.
again. Crisp corners. Yeah, he was a stickler for his uniform.
He
Uh,
definitely had things had to be a certain
Yeah,
way.
so, yeah.
including-
He was a little particular.
he had some ideas
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I think that no matter what it is, if it's someone that has look at the fucking internet. If
Mhm.
anyone has any prominence, even if it's absolutely momentary, that they're in, a firework here and gone, people will clamor all over it because there's a group of people who have now met each other through whatever fucking, some I don't know, hacker ridden Reddit, that they're figuring out how to get together and so that they can capture this person and maybe figure a way to suck their soul out, and that way they can take turns in having their body because they sold their soul to some paparazzi demon guy walking around. We don't know what's going on in Hollywood. It's crazy over there.
There are things that we definitely can't see going on over
Yeah.
there, and there's
Oh,
a
you know
culture
it.
that only they know.
Yeah,
that's
it's all about it's centered around the SPF.
Here's a bit more. Yes, it is. Here's a bit more of a specific type of question. If you had to have, I'll just go off of where we left off.
Yeah.
Hitler's voice, because now it's identifiable.
What parts of Hitler are you okay with having? That's really what we're trying to get down to here. We're shaving it away. Hitler's voice. Would I speak English or would I speak German?
You could speak English, but if you were to speak German,
Right.
it is now a very familiar sound to everyone else.
Everybody's ears poking up like Doberman pictures. Yeah,
Kiln somewhere in the world start firing up.
It's like, man, it's hot in here.
Ooh, what
It's
the hell?
Yeah, I think
Does it smell like mustard gas?
What do I get for this? Like, why am I even considering
Why are
getting
you
Hitler's
now like
voice?
a Theseus's ship of like evil characters?
Right. Like, what happened to my voice?
You got not vocal nodes or whatever.
Oh, I see. So they're like, sorry, we were trying to scrape them and we missed. The whole thing's gone.
And let's say, so like, it could be either more or less desirable depending on whose voice you're getting. Let's say you get you get John C. Reilly's voice.
John C. Reilly,
I don't know.
Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah. Just
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
If you had Bobcat Goldthwait's voice, but you had Hitler's eyes, and you get
constant headaches,
constant migraines,
fighting all the time, fighting. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. No. It what a mess that would be. But you have to try and make the best of what you've got, and sometimes that's Bobcat Goldthwait's voice and Hitler's eyes.
I mean, I guess I'd be all right with it in lieu of dying.
As long as I don't have Stalin's hair, that's all I care about. Because
that's pretty bad hair.
Yeah, it's rough stuff.
But the more like, if you get into like the likenesses, right?
Yeah.
Like if you had, let's say it's a future where where Madame Tussauds Wax Museum is now animatronic, and they have the ability to download your brain into one of those types of things, except a tragedy befell Madame Tussauds, and only Hitler's body is the only one left that they can do the transfer.
Because they had it in the back. They're like, nobody wants to see this.
No one takes pictures of them anymore. It's been like 2 centuries, but now you got a Hitler
It was
body.
a hit in Munich, but not anymore. Yeah.
You rip the sash off because you could fix that.
Yeah,
right away.
that's easy. That's all just clothes.
But nope, you got to walk around in that Chuck E. Cheese body. I think I'd sooner pick the rat, honestly.
The rat? What
Chuck E.
rat?
Cheese rat.
Oh, the Chuck E. Cheese rat. Yeah, I would like. Yeah, I agree. I'd be that weird fucked up bear thing, whatever. I don't care.
With the eyes that
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah, because
through
Hitler
your
was
soul.
on so much meth all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
they
just
all were.
a
Dude.
shaky mess. Well, yeah, you got to keep things moving, and
They had to-
it's a lot of stepping to do.
There was a lot of goose stepping. There was a lot of killing to do,
Yeah.
and it motivated them.
Right. It did do the trick. It didn't have the best after effects, but you know, it
What did they care? Most of them didn't make it.
made him a little irritable. But,
Just a tad.
you know, just
They
a
had
little bit.
outlets for it, though.
Just enough. It's all about using what you got. But
And if you got meth, then you start a war. I
just
guess.
a huge fucking war. Just
Big
take
ass
over the
war.
war. Oh
Since
my
it's
god.
Also, like, what I haven't been keeping up with this. This is going to sound so stupid to anybody who pays attention to the news. But like, I know that the Russian-Ukraine conflict was like the teetering point over like World War III.
Yeah.
Where are we at with that? Because I feel like just like
World War III has been
any-
going on for 3 months now.
What? I would believe you because I feel like I'm just living under a rock. I'm like a turtle that refuses to come out of his shell.
I felt like I had Hitler's eyes for a minute.
I started seeing atrocities. And I also acquired
As if this
his
wouldn't have
taste
come
for
up
meth.
on the show. Yeah, World War III's been going on for 3 months. No. It's
COVID was going on for like 3 months before it really caught up to us.
yeah, right.
So I would
I
be
mean,
inclined to think
Well,
so.
but we still heard about it though. It was on the radar.
Even
at
if you
least.
did tell me World War III was happening, I'd
Yeah.
be like, nah.
Okay.
The bombs are dropping out somehow. Nah.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Nah, not too bad.
Oh yeah.
All the bombs.
We're always distracted.
Always distracted. Always ready to look up. Don't look up.
Don't do it.
Whatever you do. Speaking of don't look up, Black Mirror, new season. Have you watched it? Have you finished it yet?
No, I've only watched the first episode.
Only
so
the
far.
first one?
Yeah, I got started late when I texted you.
God damn it.
Which was
wanted
very
to at least
good.
talk about the second one. Yes,
I
it
like
is.
that one.
I just finished it all today.
How many episodes are there?
5.
Oh, nice.
It's
Okay.
the
It's better than the, like 3 that they had last season.
yeah. It was.
There
I
were
saw
3
it.
strong ones. I
Right,
liked them,
right.
but I was just like, I just always want more.
Yeah,
But it's one guy that makes them all.
I know.
I couldn't. I didn't realize that until I was like showing it to Allison. I was like, oh fuck, it's the same guy,
Yeah.
Charlie Booker or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, what the? This guy writes like. That's not fair that there's one guy who's that. Is that the reason this show sucks? Because like that guy got a disproportionate amount of talent to us.
Whose eyes does he have? That's what we need to know.
I'll tell you whose eyes I want. I've got a target now, and he's already got that. He's got it figured out because he's a Black Mirror
That's it.
writer.
He
And
knows.
he knows how to get the eyes, the technology from getting eyes from one person to another, and the memories.
And once you wake up with those eyes in your head,
Mhm.
there's going to be a message inside that only you can see.
Oh.
It's going to be. He carved it into the floaters that are going to drifting around in
I
there.
can never focus
You're like,
on them.
there's something there. I can't quite make it out. And then eventually you find out that he set this whole thing up that now you have to murder a bunch of people.
Mhm.
And
It's
at the
alright.
very last minute, you realize that everyone that you've been murdering was actually all the people that were trying to kill him. And,
Oh.
but then at the very end, what ends up happening is his wife finds you and then she kills you.
Nice.
So this whole time,
I think it would be. I would see it as he's killing all these people who were seemingly wanted to kill him,
Yeah.
but really, he's just killing all of his competition, and all the
Right.
executives at Netflix that weren't greenlighting his stuff,
that's it.
his weird stuff,
Mhm.
like his weird, his sexual Black Mirror
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that they
yeah.
weren't showing before because they're
Right.
like, that's too niche and risque. We want to appeal to the broader audience. Don't you have any better ideas? Like,
Something else.
nope, this is the direction it's heading.
This is where it's going right here.
Just like how George Romero started making the zombies have like understanding and culture.
yeah.
That was, I think, I'm not alone in thinking that was a pretty big misstep in the direction. I talked to a guy at the con, and he was like saying about how he thought Land was like the kind of the ending point,
Sure.
and he appreciated it. And I was like, I don't like the idea that these zombies somehow evolved into like making like having feelings and thoughts
Yeah, they're,
again.
they're dead. The idea is that they're not progressing
It
at all. It's supposed to be the idea.
It ruins all of like the humanity that's presented
Well,
prior in all the prior films.
Yeah, it's
'Cause the
like I Am
idea-
Legend at that point.
Well, yeah, but it's exactly. It does. It gets way too much like I Am Legend.
Yeah.
And so you're like, why are you even going that route? The idea is that this supernatural thing happens. There's no way to fix it.
Right.
It's basically ending humanity. It's not growing into. It's not evolving.
Yeah.
You can't start putting science into your supernatural terror. Oh. Fortunately, we won't get any more. So there's that.
Let's just say that has been put to rest finally.
Yeah,
For the final time.
it's not going to be shuffling around this
don't,
earth any
we
longer.
don't have to worry about that anymore. That's good. Well, what else is going on? You got anything going on?
I played a show on Friday. That was
Tell-
pretty cool.
tell us about that
yeah,
show.
It was like a little uneventful. We played the Upside again,
Okay.
which is like I'm not sure where it's classified. It's a DIY venue, I guess. It's a nice spot. It's a cool spot.
You got DM for the address?
Yeah, you got DM for the address.
Okay, all right.
One of those type of things. I
Yeah.
guess it's they're allowed to have shows, but like they can't
Oh,
advertise.
yeah,
their
one of
shows.
that
Because
place,
it's
yeah.
also it's like a practice building too. Like, it's
Sure.
an old warehouse that's been kind of converted. The,
Okay.
the space itself is pretty cool.
Mhm.
I like it for like kind of that local flavor show. And apparently people just go there just because they're always having shows every weekend.
Okay.
Different bands play. So we played with a couple new bands this time. Both pretty cool. One band I felt like the band Phase Materia I felt like could have fit with like Spellbook.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We can get into that in a minute too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that they could have fit with Spellbook because they were kind of like this psychedelic rock,
Yeah.
like 70s rock, but
Sure.
they had this like Tame Impala influence a little bit inside their music, which I dug because I over the past few years I became like a Tame Impala fan because I started listening to their stuff. I just like that it's like real kind of spacey and easy to listen to.
Okay.
But they were cool. Phase Materia and this other band Dummy Pass from Philadelphia. They're named after like a rugby term because they
Yeah.
told me the story that they used to live on Rugby Street in New Jersey
Okay.
and they were just like struggling for a name, and then that came about and they were like, that works. So
Last resort. Love
yeah,
it.
kind of one of those things like our band.
There you go. That's what
we had to
love.
change our name.
Yeah.
We switched it over to the next best thing that Greg could come up with.
I still vote for Pretty Shitty for a Monday.
We probably would fit into certain types of
Yeah.
scenes with that name for sure.
That's still my my label. But
All the scans of the artwork I did that are uploaded, they
Yeah.
all have your name on the you name Matt named all of these scans.
yes.
The file names are all pretty shitty for a Monday.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4. They're going in sequence.
That's
But
right.
the show was pretty good. Tyler had a bunch of people from WorkCom,
Cool.
so that was kind of nice. Went well. Sounded pretty decent.
How they
um,
having fun dragging around these giant fucking half stacks that they have now? Or did they trade them in for combos again?
I think Tyler brought a small orange amp he has,
Okay.
and he has a head. And Greg brought the big one, which is really not that bad. He just needs a hand moving
Mhm.
it up. But yeah, it's he's talking about getting a different one, but I'm like, why? The cabinet is just going to move the air. I mean, it
Right.
does a good job. It's a
Right,
line
right.
6, and I'm like, really no point. The head is really what he spent the most on, and it works pretty good. It's
Sure.
pretty cool. So they're guitarists. They got their tech and all
it's
their
all
shit.
the gadgets
Dude,
and gears. I know.
My bass amp, which is like shitty Chinese made.
Yeah.
It was sold to me like it was a good amp and everything. I bought it because it was like a modeling amp. But
Mhm.
man, all these other bands we play with, they've been using my amp, and so I've been able to get to watch it.
Right.
And like I'm like, damn, this amp does sound pretty sweet.
yeah.
Like from the audience.
Sure. Yeah.
That's been an interesting experience.
Just all about that deep. Make sure that deep
Mhm.
button's
Put the deep
pressed.
button on.
Turn on the deep.
It's got some that old line 6 had some fucking ass to it, man.
Yes,
that
it
thing
did.
could push some fucking sound.
Yeah, I loved it.
Like strangely, it was only a 400 watt. This is an 800 watt. I by the way, never gone past the halfway point of my
Oh,
amp
that's
because
it.
it would just blow the fucking doors off. That's the nice thing about it being 800 watts. But yeah, aside from that, this was kind of a more laid back weekend. We did Father's Day.
Mhm.
Fortunately, my dad and Allison's dad get along.
Oh
So
yeah,
we
I
just
saw.
combined
I
them.
saw there was a combination.
They like
Going on there.
just chit chat and shit
Oh,
with each
yeah.
other all the time.
That's
so we're
great.
just like, let's just do it all together.
Right.
But
why
some of my
not?
parents are living there, like in an apartment right now because they sold their house and all.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much been my weekend.
There we go.
Yeah. Anything else interesting I did? Nah.
No,
I don't do anything because
Not
I
a
don't want
chance.
you people to think that my life's
Mm-mm.
more interesting than yours because
Mm-mm.
even if I tried, it wouldn't be.
That's right.
All right.
Not as interesting as Hunter Biden, who's going to go to jail.
Oh,
Not as
Hunter
interesting
Biden.
as
They
Donald
finally
Trump,
got-
who's going to go to jail. They didn't tell him he's going to
Wait,
jail
wait.
yet.
So what?
Not yet. No,
fill me
he's-
in on this because you keep up with this stuff.
He's saying
There's no World War III, but Trump is going to jail.
no, not yet. He's
Okay,
not
okay,
going, but
okay.
he's very scared that he's going to. According,
He's scared?
He's scared. Yeah, a bunch of his aides that just got fired were like, "Yeah, he's scared shitless." that he's
Really?
gonna- yeah. So he's like,
So can explain to me, and I mean, I'm sure this is going to be fucking redundant for people who are following this,
Yeah.
but explain to me like what he's been indicted for and
because
what
he had
they
a
were-
bunch of like top secret documents at his place. I think at Mar-a-Lago or something like that.
He brought top secret documents
From-
to his own private
from
place.
the White House. Yeah, and was storing them there. They were like in his bathroom or
Why
something like
was
that.
he fucking doing that?
There's there's a couple different theories about all that, but I suppose that's all going to come out
So
in
there's
litigation.
The idea, though, is that for one, that's a breach of like your own security.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like for instance, I work for the government too.
Yeah.
I am not. I have to have like my alternate duty station where I work at home is like a sanctioned place
Right.
by the government.
Right.
That says like this is your space. You're supposed to take care of it. Like you're supposed to maintain the privacy of the records that you work on.
Right.
Here in this particular space, I can't just work anywhere.
Yeah.
I have to get it approved.
Right.
So like you can't just fucking, and you're certainly not allowed to print stuff out and take it home. That's been a constant as long as I've been in that job, even before I had telework capabilities.
Yep.
So that is just insane.
It's
like
absolutely ridiculous.
You were
Yeah.
elected the president of the motherfucking United States, the whole country,
Whole thing.
and you can't tell me that. So there's always the difference. There's always the question I have between is that action stupid or is it malicious? There's a certain point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well,
But is it more stupidity or maliciousness? There's no way he's that stupid.
No.
He's 100% doing something with it.
Yeah,
He was doing something.
yeah.
Well, he was up to some shit.
Yeah. I think he was
You
trying.
don't have thousands of documents in your home.
Yeah. He's just like trying to conceal it, and you don't just hide them or stick them in. Excuse me, not hide. That implies intent. Stick them in your bathroom
Yeah.
to sit there, but
Unless
you
he
know,
like reading them on the can.
Yeah,
Like, he
he's-
was probably
he's
with all
like,
that
"Oh,
McDonald's
yeah,
in his diet. He
these
was
are
like
all the
shitting
yeah,
his
these are
guts
all
out
the
time.
reports. Yeah, I love
It
it.
keeps me busy. I got a
Yeah,
lot. I
that's
got a lot
right.
of reading to do.
Got to keep myself relaxed reading all these reports. I don't understand any of this.
Helps the
Yeah.
poo slip right out of me
That's
like a
right.
goose.
That's right. It's terrifying reads, but yeah. So we'll see what happens with all that shit. It's
Anything?
just-
Did he have anything interesting as far as his top secret bullshit?
like
Like I want this to be the bridge for us to get the alien revelation out.
no, unfortunately, nothing extraterrestrial. But
Damn.
but you know, disclosure is happening more and more.
there. That's true.
And I'm just waiting. For them to talk about anything. Anybody talking about anything humanoid, extraterrestrial. I'm ready. I'm ready to turn this into coast to coast Matt and Matt.
Man,
I'll put on my
I
best
mean,
Art
what's-
Bell voice.
what's stopping us
Or
now?
George Norrie would be better. I got to get his affectation down because he has some really great questions that he asks sometimes. But anyhow, but whatever it is, we're just getting a video, a craft, pictures of them, that kind of thing. So it's it's just tech that we don't understand.
We're not quite
we're
there.
not seeing any.
And tech can easily be explained
things.
as like people, countries, and groups have capabilities that they just don't want to share
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they're like
Yeah.
this is their edge.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we're constantly in this we're in this world poker game
Right.
where we don't want to show our hands to anyone else, but you're either bluffing or you have some real crazy shit under your belt. You just don't want anyone to know what that is.
Exactly.
But I also don't keeping secrets. Look, you got the fucking president
yeah.
hoarding his secret documents in his goddamn bathroom.
Right.
I don't understand how any secrets can really be held.
Well, that's the secrets that are available and the secrets that are kept secret.
yeah,
that's what I
how
think it
do they
is,
keep
yeah.
these secrets? I guess that's where you get into your conspiracy stuff where people who leak that stuff die. Like the real important shit.
Yeah. I
know?
mean, I think it's more just the idea that there are organizations within the government that are not subject to terms of office,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
those are the people that keep the secrets because it's literally their job consistently,
Yeah.
as opposed to
yeah.
somebody who's in there for 4 years, or even you know,
True.
senators and stuff that are there longer.
Well, yeah, and there's also stipulations of if you start revealing this stuff, you go to jail. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
if
of
you
course,
if it
of
comes
course,
out,
yeah.
and you know, you have to just be very careful. And so people usually, I don't think, ascend to those ranks with any
Mhm.
intention of
Mhm.
just spilling the beans. If you did, it would be it'd be it'd be like it'd be like trying to infiltrate the LGBTQ I plus. Did I get it all?
Almost, but
And
that's
it's like
okay. We got you. We know what you're
The
talking
plus
about.
I hope
Yes,
cover,
that's
hopefully
right.
covers it.
Yes.
Happy Pride Month.
That's right.
Pride Month.
Pride Month.
That'd be like trying. That would be like marrying, like a man marrying a man just to get more information about it. Like the full commitment
Yeah, yeah.
to everything, like romancing a man,
Right.
and making them fall in love with you, then getting married to them and getting involved with their family,
That's
like
it.
adopting a kid
Adopting
together.
a child, they go the whole
everything.
thing, and on their
And you're like,
deathbed,
"Ha-ha!"
they're like, this was a great paper.
I got you.
I might end up in psychology today.
You are the love of my life.
Just
It's
let
like,
the death wash over you.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all gonna. It's doesn't make any goddamn sense that a person would go to those lengths
Right.
just to expose secrets.
I'm waiting for it. I think. I don't know.
I can't wait till we get some actual information, though.
Right, I think that would be a great Allison saying this sounds like a rom-com waiting to happen. I think it's perfect. I think Rob Schneider should be the guy who's
He should,
the
yeah.
agent. He should go all the way through.
He would. That's a perfect
And-
casting choice.
yep,
He
and-
would be perfect in that.
Chris Hemsworth as the lover. Just for the ladies,
And
you know,
there's like,
gotta
and
get
there's,
asses in
there's just
seats.
butt flexing
Yeah.
scenes where they're just insinuating constantly the strength of his butt flex. And then there's just like they're just doing like match on action cut shots to a carrot getting snapped in half while they're trying to cook dinner for him.
Oh my God, we gotta do
He's like,
this.
I'm gonna wreck that booty.
For science. Oh my God.
Man.
What a magical moment
Rob
that is.
Schneider would take it simply because he's got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And he would take it. He wouldn't even get the humor of the theme of it. He'd be
No.
like, because he's like an ignorant
He
motherfucker.
doesn't know
He's
what's
a,
going
he's a
on.
dumb
Yeah,
it. No,
yeah.
I'm like, he's got like ignorant opinions and shit. Like I've heard him say just some dumb shit.
Yeah, he's
So he'd probably be like, yeah, I love this idea. It's like a you know, like a documentary series.
right, exactly.
It's like it's making a murder. Making a murder.
Right. Yeah, why else would two men get together? It's an abomination. Action!
We want you to have that mentality, Rob. But you got it right. You're
You
dead
just
on.
hold on to
He's
that.
always in character. He's so good.
I'll tell you this method acting.
Did you ever see Manimal?
Yeah.
Boy, come on down.
Oh my God, Manimal.
You're the next contestant on whose career is going to nowhere.
Nowhere,
fast.
anywhere
Every
fast.
single day,
Yep.
he gets further and further from relevance. I can't believe you even conjured his name up.
Yeah, it took me
It's
a little bit.
amazing.
I was thinking, it's not Rob Reiner.
He hasn't made anything like lately.
No, I think he's just busy.
He's
just-
busy eating.
He's busy.
He's just
eating and grooming that
I-
beard.
Some people, you look at them and you're like, man, are you just trying to test the industrial strength of a chair?
Yeah, right. Are you
Is that
trying
your-
to collect all the belt sizes? Is that what's going on?
I gotta
You want-
complete the set.
You want it to look like one of those volume indicators?
Some people do karate, they get
That's
different
right.
types of belts. Some people just keep eating
I'll tell
until
you.
they get as big as they possibly could.
I gotta move this mattress again. All my bungee cords are broken. I gotta get
My
a bigger belt.
brother-in-law's got a crane business that I promised him he'd always have a job, and when I die, they're gonna crane my fat ass out of this
I
house.
told him there's
He
only
will
one way.
he will be set for life.
Yep. Every time I see him, I show him the hitch is still attached.
I'm ready to go.
Quick release.
When I expire, it's
They're
the
gonna
time
cut
has
this
come.
whole wall out right here next to the fireplace, so we don't want to disturb that. This wall is empty. This is gonna go,
It's
and
not-
I'll go right out.
It's not structurally integral to the support of the house, so we can replace it. It's easy.
This is not a sprinkler system. It's full of duck fat. It's just gonna cover the ground so they can get me out of here easier. It's all about reducing the friction. That's what Stephen Hawking told me.
However, my tongue is in great shape, so if I die, someone's gonna get it. They're gonna
Somebody's
taste
getting the
all
tongue.
the
Oh.
beautiful things I've been eating this whole time. What I'm trying to do is give the next guy the best experience of his
It's
life
all
without
about
being
friends.
fat.
It's all about friends. Yeah, because
I could have stayed thin. I just don't like working out. I just really hate it. It just gets to me.
I like food more than I like exercise. Yeah. But luckily, my money's given it to the point that I can just have whatever I want whenever I want. And that includes a sprinkler system full of duck fat. It costs a lot of money to keep that stuff warm enough to stay liquid, too. That's really where the money comes
My
in.
heating costs in this house
You have
are
no idea.
astronomical.
There's 2 separate water heaters just to keep the duck fat fluid. Yeah, it's crazy. It stinks, really. Luckily, that's in the north wing of the house, so we don't worry about it too much.
We try to keep the smells active and down on the west.
It's a
wing.
natural deterrent, really. That's closest to the road, so it's good. It's good. It keeps the all those
When I have
Mormons
company,
away.
and it's people I don't want. Usually set them in that way.
2 doors down. 2 doors to the
Party's
north.
going over there to the
That's
north
right.
side. Why is it so slippery and stinky over here? I don't understand.
Don't ask questions. Just be grateful I'm letting you spend the night.
You came here of your own volition. I didn't force you to.
That's it.
I'm stuck here. I've trapped myself here. I'm too large to exit this room. I'm too big to ever change. They said even if I lost the weight, the skin would be like a parachute in here. I wouldn't be able to get it through the door. They'd get caught up in the corners. You ever try to pull a hose around a corner? That's what it's going to be like with my
Good luck.
fucking skin.
By the way, if the bed sheets are like coagulated together, just blow on them a little bit. The heat will make it so you can separate them again. Leak sometimes. Don't smoke in here, by the way. This is a strictly no smoking environment.
The panic in your eyes.
Oh no, we went over the house rules. I do not allow smoking. It's bad for you.
This is more dangerous to stay in here than the place where they did the 13 ghosts ritual.
Oh,
You don't know
Jesus.
what you're going to encounter.
Yeah, you got to watch out because they're around every corner. And it's just like my cardiologist. They're chasing me through the house, trying to stop you from eating.
He's swatting the food out of my hands. No, you've done so much ill that you've done so much bad that I have to devote my whole life to just to reducing what you do to yourself, because otherwise the scales of karma will not be balanced. If I leave you alone, I will, no matter whether I save every single human being I ever see from this point on, I will still have failed. I'm going to hell if you eat one more chicken wing, is what I'm trying to say.
Rob Reiner's like, Jesus, did you guys rehearse this? You're all saying the same thing. How many are you in here?
The only intervention I need is the intervention of this food leaving the kitchen and entering my mouth. And you are intervening in that
That's right.
process.
This is a direct. I could try you for several things. In fact, I'm going to go to the West Wing where all my lawyers are. I'm going to have some of them come here and start some litigation. We're going to get these papers drawn up. You guys are in trouble.
You're in big trouble.
Let me tell you what, you just made a bad mistake.
he's going for the duck fat sprinkler system button to turn on.
He's like standing on a stool holding the lighter above the trying to get it to turn on. Gotta turn
Somebody
this fucking
stop him.
sprinkler system.
I just imagine it's like
he's laying on the ground just pouring over me like, what are you gonna do now?
I don't even need to use my hands. And they're just slipping all over themselves.
It's like, ah!
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
It's like Home Alone for
It is, yeah, for morbid obesity.
It's like if Marlon Brando was living in the house as being besieged by criminals.
It's Macaulay Culkin's character as an adult, like an old adult. Yeah, he's just, oh man, Home Alone 5, cardiac arrest.
They're all still alive, by the way, except for
that?
the dad. But
Not
they could write
Marlon
that
Brando.
in. They could no. All the Home Alone cast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're all except for John. What was that guy's name? shoot, the dad, the guy who played the dad, he's dead.
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara's still around.
Yes.
John Candy's gone, but he was only cameo.
Right.
Then they still got fucking Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Howard Stern, Daniel Stern. Howard
Stern's alive too.
He's in there.
Yeah.
He'll do a radio bit
Yeah,
in the background. But yeah, they still got even the kid who played Buzz is still alive.
Yeah.
They're all
Everybody's doing fine.
He was in Better Call Saul
That's right.
briefly. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the last season.
Yeah, I remember seeing
He's
that.
just like a douchebag.
Some
Plays
random.
Plays perfectly.
Perfect. Well, that's what you got to do. Yeah, I saw somebody put a article like just about that he was going to show up in the show. Or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even realize like he looks a fair bit different, except for like in the face.
Yeah,
just he's just an adult now.
Well, sure.
But,
as
yeah.
it goes.
Yeah,
as it goes, it's weird news.
It is time for weird news right now.
All right.
And if you're home alone, it won't feel like you're alone.
That's right. Just keep your eyes out. Rob Reiner's waiting, but not Hitler's eyes.
Don't lose your eyes.
Okay. All right. We got Juan. We got Allison.
We got our team.
Skipper was here and he's gone. But
it's cool. John pops in every now and
he'll
then.
be back. He'll be back someday. Where is my goddamn mouse? There it is. Yep, I see it up there.
Only thing in these waters is calcium.
It's good for bones, but it depletes potassium or magnesium.
Oh no!
Right? Yeah, one depletes the other.
Son of a
I think
bitch!
that's what it is.
Oh, just eat a lot of seafood.
Well,
I do eat a lot of seafood.
Well,
so
there you go.
I'm balanced.
It's the perfect.
I'm balanced,
combo.
just like that cardiologist chasing that.
That's right. You got to
guy
keep them
around.
together. Got to keep it together. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. That's this guy. All right. We do one of those and one of those. Speaking of Chris, we're gonna see Chris on Sunday.
We're gonna see Chris, and it's gonna be the
My
first
God.
time we've seen Chris in.
Juan's asking
quite
what you're drinking.
a
Drinking
while.
Perrier.
I am drinking. Yes, indeed, I am drinking Perrier because
There
they
you
ran
go.
out of liquid deaths at our local gas station.
Really?
Mhm. I'm pretty sure I cleaned them out.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, the sheets usually keeps them nice and stocked up.
Yeah.
Liquid Death still has the best carbonation.
They have them at Rofo too, you know.
Oh, they hardly ever stock them there.
Liquid Death. I
Mhm.
was just over there yesterday. They're full stock.
They are.
Yeah,
oh, they're full
they,
stock
they
now.
do wait forever to restock
They
their
took,
shit.
It was literally a month.
Even their name brand stuff. I usually get
Yeah.
the there's like a coconut, pineapple, like seltzer water that I normally get.
Mhm.
That's their Rofo brand. But I hardly ever have it.
It's
What
ridiculous.
the fuck are you guys doing here?
That Rofo, I feel like just is doesn't ever keep up with
No.
anything.
No, it's not an exemplary location, but
Yeah. So
Oh, well.
I'm kind of just bumming with whatever we had available at the grocery store this week,
that's it. Well, that's
which is not bad. I mean, I just like the carbonation. That's what it's all about.
yeah,
All about
it's
that
the
carbonation,
The
baby.
bubbles, the bubbles do the work.
Especially like when you're on a diet and stuff, it just makes you feel fuller too.
Yeah.
So it just kinda distracts you
sure,
from it.
Sure.
That's my advice if you guys ever need any kind
Just
of
stay full of air.
stay full of air, keep burping, you'll never feel like you need to eat.
That's right. Never heard a.
And you're hydrated, very hydrated.
And hydrated is
That's
very
the-
important.
that's the
That's it. You
plus.
gotta keep it fluid.
Mhm.
All right, here let's do the weird news.
Let's do it.
Right.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah!
Weird news on the Kickstarter net.
Help me, Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise used the witchcraft on me to get the fire off me! Ah, help me, Oprah Winfrey! Ah!
A tarantula enjoys a fine chewing gum. The human torch is denied a bank loan. The arsonist has partnership.
And now with this week's weird news, here's Mitch.
With our weird news, we're gonna get the video up here for our viewers. Get ready, everybody. Guys, I'm sorry. This is gonna be painful. Surgeons
Unprepared.
at a hospital in Sri Lanka said a patient underwent surgery to remove. See this thing in her hand?
Yeah.
A massive kidney stone
That's a kidney
that
stone.
measured 5.26 inches long and weighed 1.76 pounds.
That thing looks like a big ass onion.
It fucking does. It is like ridiculous.
That's huge.
Jesus Christ.
Certainly we're going to pass that one.
Ron says, I thought that was a baby's head.
It looks like
Well,
one.
Dr. Kugadas, the urological team at Army Hospital in Colombo, one more thing, performed surgery on what is with these fucking names? Canistus Kunge, 62, to remove the colossal stone from his right kidney. The stone measured, as we said, 4.26 inches and was, or rather, 4.26 inches long, 4.15 inches wide, breaking the Guinness World Record for the largest kidney stone ever recorded. So at least he's got that going for him. And the previous largest stone, which measured 5.11 inches long, was removed from a patient in India in 2004. What is going on? What is going on in this in the rest of the world?
I think it can just boil down to the fact that there are like the most concentration of people over there, because that there's way more likelihood for there to be like really wild, weird outlier shit.
I guess
because of how many.
Just the law of averages.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because we have some here and there over here, but the country of the United States is like not even close to like the country of India.
Well,
India
and I
has,
guess
like,
it's also a matter of accessibility of healthcare and all that stuff.
That too. I mean, like this, it is. Oh, it's like disgusting. Fortunately, they were able to identify that he had a massive kidney stone.
Well,
could you imagine he'd just be dead from this thing, right?
Yeah, well,
If
the doc's asking if the kidney was even still intact afterward.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not that fucking. It's not that big.
No way. No.
It's smaller than that stone there. Jesus Christ. So the kidney stone was also certified as the heaviest on record, weighing 1.76 pounds. They said that they determined his kidney was still performing its normal functions, and he's now recovering well from the operation.
My kidney's fine.
They're like, don't worry about it.
I like to be a little heavier. It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm stronger on that side now. It really helped my squats. It maybe helped me really got deep in
I haven't
there.
peed for 3 weeks.
Oh,
but
man. Well, that's all right.
It's all right, though.
It's a hell of a thing to do at the bar. Whoever pisses first pays for the beer.
Just screaming.
I didn't say anything about yelling. I can yell all I want. You still are paying the tab. Yeah. It hurts, but at least I've got that.
That's why I got to keep drinking.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'll tell you who else should have just kept drinking. A 28-year-old woman who enrolled at a Louisiana high school and posed as a 17-year-old student to learn English.
This picture, I knew exactly what you were talking about because we've covered the story, I think, twice already. Like, we keep on touching base with it again.
Yeah. It's well, no, this isn't the same story. This is a different story.
What?
Yeah, this is a different one. Yeah.
Well, okay. Continue.
Well,
Sorry.
Martha Gutierrez Serrano and her mother, Marta Elizabeth Serrano, 46, both of Butte. We're in Texas, aren't we? Butte. Is that where we are? I think that's where we are. We'll figure it out. But
I
anyhow,
think Louisiana, right?
Louisiana. That's what we said. Yeah. Oh, so it's not Butte. It's anyhow, they were arrested Tuesday at the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office. In a news release, they said so. Each of them are charged on one count of injuring public records. They must have slapped them or something like that. And those folders are very sensitive. They used a fake passport and birth certificate from Honduras to register and enroll her daughter in the high school for the 2022-2023 school year. The Sheriff Greg Champagne, or Champagne, if we want to call him that, which we will, said at a news conference on Wednesday that Gutierrez told investigators she enrolled in school to learn the English language. She wanted to learn English. She wanted to become proficient in the English language, Champagne said. There was no nefarious reason behind this. Just adding that falsifying government documents to do this was just, quote, bad judgment.
That's okay. That's just bad. There's nothing more sinister going on there.
Yeah, exactly.
And
right.
if you lack that common sense, once again, I don't feel sympathy for that.
There's so many other things.
It's insane. How old was this girl?
She was 28.
28 years old.
Yeah, it's like a TV sitcom. This is
go, online. I mean, there's so many resources now you
Well,
can get there that are free.
Champagny's following. He's saying the same thing. He's saying there's a lot of other avenues that they could have taken, including enrolling in ESL or GED programs. Certainly much better than falsifying government documents.
Honestly, and a lot of times people like people who immigrate, from other countries,
Yeah.
they usually have some kind of like point of contact here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
sure,
if they're in the- if
yeah.
talking about America,
Right.
So like there's whole communities that are of people from the same areas that are tightly knit, and like they'll give you resources.
Yeah,
They'll
absolutely.
be like, here's how I learn more English.
Here's how I enrolled in this high school.
Here's how I forged my birth certificate.
Well, there's no current evidence that any other criminal activity or inappropriate conduct occurred by either women, or either woman rather.
But it's so funny because people are like, get these people out of my bathroom.
Right, that's right.
And then they're like, and then this just doesn't really get that much.
They're like, don't worry
uproar.
about it. It's fine.
That's fine. Oh, a 28-year-old girl is going to be in the school
Yeah.
who's posing like a child with your children. I'd say that's I'm
Rodney Dangerfield did it. I saw the movie. All right. I thought it was fine. He was an American classic, and I thought this was just the way that we do
I
these
love him.
things. You just show up, and they're like, yeah, you're in
she had a
school
sense
now.
of humor.
That's right.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, she begged me to take her wife. 4 days after the school year ended on May 25th, an internal investigation began about the school system, and they received a tip that a female student believed to be 17 may actually be in her mid-20s.
Maybe she thought she was filming a teen drama.
It could be a lot of different things. Could be whatever.
Those kids never look like they're 17 because a
That's what I
17-year-old
mean. That's it.
looks 12.
Yup.
And a 28-year-old does not look like a 17-year-old.
It could be a whole thing. Seth Green might be working on a new show. We don't know. We don't know what's going on.
He's always working on a new show, but the question is who's paying attention?
Nobody.
Not
And
many people.
That's why he's figuring, like, at least I get police.
Could you imagine having to
attention.
be married to him and you're like
Oh, man.
constantly needing to like validate that just another idea?
You're still good down there.
You
Seth.
still do.
Yeah. It was unknown if either
it's
woman
still
had an
my
attorney.
favorite.
It was unknown if either woman had an attorney who could comment on their arrest. The school system will enhance processes to determine the authenticity of enrollment documents for current and future students, as well as modify policy and procedures as warranted. So there you go.
Why would you come over here and immediately get yourself in trouble?
Yeah, that's it, right? You might as well go straight for it. Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
One says she went on 21 Jump Street on him.
That's right.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what it was. Well, I'll tell you who was also jumping. Climate change protesters dropped their pants in the Massachusetts State House during a debate on a proposed tax relief package Thursday. I wish that we had a different demographic in the government, and that this was the way that these sorts of debates were settled.
Oh yeah.
I would be glued to C-SPAN
my God,
every
yeah.
day.
Dude,
Every day.
It's like those parliament meetings. You ever
Yeah.
seen those
Oh
parliament
my
meetings?
God, where they
They're
strike
like-
each other?
Yeah, they're like
Oh yeah.
it's like a comedy roast off.
Oh my
because
God.
they're out there. Yeah. I love it
is.
though. They're like they're just in each other's faces.
Yep.
Like politely yelling. Oh my God, it's the best.
I tell you, like, I've been watching. I follow this one Instagram account that's all just videos of different primates. Okay, they've been going on a silverback kick, and watching these silverbacks fight with each other is exactly like watching rich people scream in each other's faces when they get in these sorts of situations, because the top of their head goes back and forth because of the fat deposit.
Yeah.
And the gorillas, even crazier. No, the gorillas have the fat deposit, but the whole top of the head,
They both do.
they do. The whole thing moves, and it just really it brings a smile to my face to see that that we've elected a bunch of primates. To,
there isn't any sense
argue about it.
of decorum.
No.
There's not a single shred of it.
No, we do. We say yes to their faces, and then kill them with cyanide capsules at the celebration party. Around 1 p.m., protesters turned their backs to the Senate chamber and lowered their pants to reveal the letters that spelled out "Stop passing gas!" Exclamation point, because they needed that extra one in order for it to be even. On their bareback sides, the protesters were all wearing brightly colored pink thongs
Okay.
Very important.
So they were covered in the, at
They
least
made
the
sure.
junk was
That's
covered
right.
up.
The junk was covered. There
Mhm.
was no junk showing, just the junk being talked about. The 8 protesters were chanting and disrupting the Senate session, according to state police investigators. Just before 2 p.m., the protesters were told that the public gallery was closed. After being warned that they were subject to arrest, the protesters refused to leave and were placed under arrest and escorted out of the chamber.
I
They-
feel like they doubled down and they were like,
yeah.
no, it's almost like the person that chains himself to the tree, and then the guy with the chainsaw is like, I'm gonna cut through whatever's in
Yeah,
front of me.
yeah.
And they're like,
It's like,
no, I'm not
this
moving.
is my path right
And
here.
It's like, nope.
Okay.
I gotta go home. I am going home, and there's gonna be one less tree in the world, and it's up to you to decide if there's gonna be one less person too. Because this chainsaw's thirsty.
That's
what,
right, let me
it's not
check.
me. It's the chainsaw.
It's oiled up, and I have to do what it says.
I got to. This is the contract I made with this job. If the chainsaw gets turned on, something gets cut.
Something has to keep
Don't-
the goose fat hot.
Don't make me have the nightmares of killing you. I don't want that
I don't-
memory.
I don't want to do it.
To the blood bank.
That's his pillow song.
That's
He's
exactly
just
right. That's what he says.
telling his wife every night. Is he
Every night.
married?
Who's that?
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal? Oh, yeah.
Has he been married several times?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And none.
That's
No,
what I was
I don't think
thinking.
any of them speak English.
That's the other thing I was thinking.
Yeah. Yup. And they're all way smaller than him, just like most of the country.
Mhm.
So the group Extinction Rebellion has staged other protests at the State House. They say that they plan to continue their efforts until lawmakers approve legislation banning new fossil fuel infrastructure. So former Governor Charlie Baker last year signed a major climate bill meant to bring the state closer to its goal of net zero greenhouse gases by 2050. So it's good. It's good that they're shooting for the stars, aiming for the bleachers.
And they fell among the moon,
and here they are amongst the moon.
where they mooned the Senate.
You
And,
know-
and that it just seems kind of audacious in a way.
Yeah.
I understand it's getting attention, but it seems so kind of it seems like they're stooping to the lower level that they're trying to argue against.
Well, see, and that is exactly what it is.
You know?
Yeah, it's devolving into the same
the
ridiculous,
same antics and nonsense,
exactly.
right?
But I think that more debate should be settled this way, and judging upon the presentation, all that sort of thing. It's very important to get your message across
I think
the
that-
right way.
I think that this is kind of a weird symptom of like Trump's America,
Yeah, sure.
or Trump is kind of the symptom of like the obnoxious America, as we've discussed here before. But
Yeah.
the people wanting obnoxious behaviors, and,
Blurring
like,
the line between reality and TV.
Yeah.
Now it's all becoming one.
uh,
Thanks to reality TV.
yeah, it's made us bold now.
God damn it. It's nothing but all of these people thinking that they can just say whatever they want.
Hmm.
And these producers are like, no, you got to ham it up. We want more content, more content.
Make it funnier, make it louder.
Be a funny guy.
This world's fucking so fucked up.
So anyhow, so I'll tell you what else is fucked up. An Ohio woman said that she has no plans. Don't you fucking dare think that she has plans. She has no plans to remove the nearly 10-foot tall werewolf statue from her front yard,
I love it.
despite a warning from the city.
This is a patriot right here.
She's like, you can go fuck yourself.
My buddies didn't die face down in the muck
That's right.
for you to tell me what to do on my lawn.
Well, Mary Simmons of Daytona said she bought the 9.5-foot werewolf as a Halloween decoration last October and soon decided, you know what? I'm leaving it up all year.
I don't know how to take it down.
Look at this woman. You're exactly right. So
Once she got it up, she's like, I'm never going to do that again. Let's just leave it year round.
she's like,
I'll just-
nobody knew I lived here. Nobody ever came here, ever.
no visitors.
That's right. Now the state's been here at least 4 times. It's better than the Mormons.
Thank you, werewolf.
That's right. Yeah. He's kind of become my house mascot, she said. I kind of look at it as a security thing. Who wants to break into a house with a 9.5 werewolf standing sitting outside the front door? I know I wouldn't.
I mean, I'd say it makes her more of a target
Yeah.
because how they know.
Which one are we going
Which
to knock
house-
over? How about the one with the giant fucking werewolf in the front? Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not real.
No. Oh, okay.
Ah!
You never know when it's going to come to life.
It
You know?
might try to eat me.
Yeah, you don't know what's about to happen. Simmons has been dressing the werewolf in various costumes to represent seasons and holidays.
I find it funny that she's able to dress it, but she's not able to take it down.
Right. She says we're gonna get a big Hawaiian shirt, maybe some big sunglasses.
Hell yeah.
The werewolf, which Simmons rather has dubbed Paul, now has his own Facebook page with over 2,000 followers.
Wow, that's more than our show.
There you go. That's right.
This inanimate
this
object
fucking
werewolf on
yeah.
a lawn has more followers than we do. Do you know what would
bound to
also
happen.
have more followers and likes?
Like
if we made the fans of christianmingle.com's Facebook page, if we were to do that, it would 100% get more traction and attention than this show has ever.
But we
or
only
will
have
ever.
a Twitter. That's all.
It's just
That's still the title.
you can't get to any of the sources whatsoever. I love that.
We got to make that happen. I'm going to change our Twitter handle.
We might as well. Who the fuck's paying attention to it
Fans
anyway?
of Christian
Who's even
Mingle.
following our Twitter? Do we have
No, but
anyone
haven't-
following
I
our
don't think
Twitter?
we've even posted on Twitter
I don't-
forever.
No, I don't think so.
Oh
Maybe
my
the first
God,
time
yeah.
this is a maiden voyage, and
It's
then
great.
that was it.
It's great. No, there's because I used to post weird things while I was waiting for you to get here.
Yeah, that's right.
But that was
how
the
it used
last
to
I think
be.
of what it was. But anyhow, so Simmons says the neighbors have largely been welcoming of Paul's presence in her yard, but at least one resident sent an anonymous complaint to the city of Dayton, which issued a warning to Simmons. City officials said they have no plans to further enforce the werewolf's removal at this time.
Imagine being so devoid of
Yeah.
a sense of humor and so up your own stupid ass, and to have so few problems in your life that you take it upon yourself to write to the city about a Halloween decoration that's out front. I can't imagine that thing is somehow making the entire neighborhood
Right.
seem devalued, unless it's right out front of unless you live across the street from her where you got to look at it.
Like a house that's
But-
for sale, something they're like, we can't move in here. There's
Why don't
werewolves.
yeah. I'm allergic to werewolves. I
What
can't.
are we going to do with the kids? They're going to get eaten. We have to keep them in every full moon.
And there's a whole reason I came to this school district.
Yeah,
For fuck's sake.
I was trying to get away from the werewolves. Fucking neighbors got one in the yard with American flag.
And the city says
It's
they
a
want.
patriot werewolf. Is that what you're telling me? Oh no. He got away from me there. He went running. Well, she says, I don't want somebody walking and his head falls off and hits him. I try to treat people like I want to be treated, and I wouldn't want it falling on me.
Why are you walking on a lady's lawn?
That's right. Keep
His
off.
head falling
Get
off.
off my lawn. She had a custom
It's
metal piece of sheet metal cut with a
Yeah.
laser so that she could clearly tell you to stay off the lawn.
yeah, and also I don't know if it was meant for people or her lawnmower.
Whatever it was.
Because
because
that grass
neither
is out of control.
she's like, well, I don't know. But it's just because you can see looks like to the right of the werewolf in this bottom picture, it's cut. So she's just like, I don't have a weed whacker, so we're just gonna have to leave this be.
She just gave up
We'll
on
just
it
cut
after the werewolf.
Close, because the
He
werewolf,
likes-
he's got like a hay fever allergy, and we don't need him sneezing,
Yeah.
and you know,
We don't want his head falling off.
no, God forbid.
And rolling down like a bowling ball down Main Street. If his head fell off, it looks like it weighs all of 8 pounds total.
Oh yeah,
Like this whole thing is hollow.
It's got to be.
You know
It's got to
is.
be plastic. It probably doesn't even
It's-
have real legs.
It's got stakes in the ground that
That's
hold
it.
it up. I mean,
That's
who
it. Yeah.
fucking
Come on
cares?
now. Yeah.
It's so obscene and absurd
It's-
to say that. Oh, I'm afraid that this thing
It's
might
only-
fall on me.
It's only the middle of the night thing. You wake up and you're like, "There's a fucking werewolf outside."
Yeah.
It's
Ah!
scary. Yeah, yeah.
And then you get used to it.
yeah.
And
Then
guess
you
what?
get used to the terror and you learn to live with
You
it.
get blind to stuff.
God, it's
Tell me the last time
just
you
like Seth Meyers'
noticed.
wife.
That's right.
You just get used to
Who-
living
who?
with the terror, Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers. You got it. You got to keep on trying to.
We're jumping all over the place.
You got to keep on supporting that man.
Yeah,
You made a
so-
commitment.
Yeah, you made a commitment to that face.
That's
and,
right.
And now he got the job. Yeah, he's got his own show.
He's got late night.
Congratulations. But
Super late night.
does that help you when those teeth are glistening the moon at
Mm.
night when they're hovering over? Not at all.
No, because at that hour he's
Yeah.
doing a show. He's not
Oh,
around.
geez, that's right.
That's supposed to
right.
be your quiet
That's right.
time
That's right.
away from him.
This
Fortunately,
is the
he's
time
talking
to
to
count your
other
blessings.
people.
That's right.
He's
let it
bothering
talk to
them.
somebody else. Yeah, you just stay at home and just wait for all of this to be over one day.
It'll all blow over
that's
one
right,
day.
That's right. Just stay down there in the bunker. You'll be fine. Well, I'll tell you who wasn't fine. A suburban Chicago man is now facing firearms charges after he told officers he accidentally shot himself in the leg while dreaming that an intruder was breaking into his home.
All right, I'm confused about what maybe potentially was really going on.
Dream Warriors.
I sleepwalk right to my gun safe, input the code, load the ammunition, and boom, I got shot right in the leg. I woke up. I thought, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my God.
I know I was having a dream about a gun.
That's right. I dreamt about a gun. It just so happened that I actually had a gun. Well, the plot thickens because the Lake Barrington man was charged about 2 months later after the Lake County Sheriff's deputies were called to his home on April 10th. About a person with a gunshot wound. Deputies found a 62-year-old man with a gunshot wound in one of his legs, applied a tourniquet to the limb because he was losing a significant amount of blood.
Oh, boy.
Before being hospitalized. The man told investigators he had a dream that someone was breaking into his home, and during the dream, he retrieved his Magnum revolver, his .357 Magnum revolver, and shot who he believed was an intruder. Looked an awful lot like my leg.
I never trusted that leg. Always sending me off in the
fired, he shot himself and apparently woke up from the dream. Investigators determined that there was no burglary attempt at the man's home in the northwest Chicago suburb, but they found that the state firearm owner's identification card had been revoked, and he was still in possession of a firearm.
So he outed himself because he had shot him.
Because he shot himself
So
in the leg.
They're going with that as the reality. He really shot himself in the leg
Yeah.
because it sounds like he had an altercation with somebody.
I think
he was shot by their gun,
Something
and he claimed it
happened,
to be his own gun so that they wouldn't investigate what bullet was in his leg.
Yeah. We don't
And
want any
he-
ballistics on this.
I think maybe somebody didn't get the tourniquet in time.
That's it. Yeah.
They maybe they couldn't tourniquet the head because he'd already
It's-
blown their fucking brains
it's
out with his
gotta be.
.357 Magnum.
That's got to be what's going on. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying it's like a Dream
Isn't
Warrior
that-
situation.
Yeah, isn't that that's kind of a great cover? I mean, I know his face doesn't look like that of
A great cover.
yeah. His face looks like he did lose a lot of blood, actually.
He does. Yeah, exactly right.
But
Yeah.
like that would be a great cover story because think about it. If you said that you accidentally discharged your own firearm, of course he didn't realize that he had an expired license for his gun or was revoked license rather.
I'm sure he had some idea, but
Well, he wasn't thinking that through when he was
No.
telling the story. But
That's-
if he did kill a guy,
right.
if he killed another guy and that he caught a bullet from that encounter, he could have an alibi of I shot myself in my own home this night. That's why I have a bullet in me.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what you're referencing, but you don't know what it is, but you will eventually.
Okay, I see.
Anyhow, it's not a weird news story, by the way.
No, I know.
But so a warrant was issued on June 9th for the man on charges of possession of a firearm without a valid form of ID. So the reckless discharge of the firearm, both felonies. He was arrested Monday after releasing.
Can you imagine
being released and
surviving it?
posting bond. Yeah, he's
And
like,
you can't get arrested. Fucking get arrested because you shot yourself during a fucking dream state. How do you even do that?
that's what I mean. You have to sleep with a gun in your hand.
Yeah, I mean,
in
you
your
must.
hand.
Yeah.
Unless you're a sleepwalker, which he did not, specify. But maybe, we don't know. We can't pass judgments on this strange Dream Warrior.
I mean, the only difference is I think it kind of highlights something fucking terrible about our country.
Yeah.
This guy, he woke himself up to shooting himself in the leg with his gun.
Right.
And meanwhile, there are people out there who get woken up by the cops shooting them in their
with a
own
gun.
bed.
Yeah, right,
with,
exactly.
with their gun. Like
It's all just a matter of where the bullet's coming from.
he had the convenience
trajectory.
of shooting himself.
Yeah, exactly right. He's like, I'll take care of this.
He had the privilege of shooting himself.
Hold
With the gun.
on.
The only reason that they were upset about it is because he wasn't allowed to own a gun.
Exactly.
And they also weren't like that was a fitting punishment. You shot yourself with the gun you weren't supposed to have. They didn't just take the gun away and
round and round we go.
They fucking They threw the book at him.
He's like, now we have to shoot somebody with this gun.
Thanks.
That's right. Way to go. Way to go there, buddy.
Once the gun is handled, it's all over. It's like the chainsaw.
That's exactly right.
It's Chekhov's gun.
Yep, not a chance.
Needs to be set off.
Needs to be set off. I'll tell you what else needs to be set off. There'll be no more going to hell on bus 666, Matt.
Oh man, I never even got a chance to go. I mean, I'll consider my
you still
life
have
in
time.
general.
You
is-
do. You still have time. You still have 4
Okay.
more days. But
sweet.
the bus to the town of hell on Poland's Baltic coast has long been popular with tourists. But some Christian conservatives have protested the number signifying the devil, which is not what it signifies, and I'm not going to get into it. On a bus. so anyway, but the local bus operator announced that this week that the bus 666 will no longer run to hell. It said that it's flipped the last number, would now run under the line 669 starting on June 24th. Local media said that the bus company acted under the pressure of Christian groups who had pushed for the change, but were already thinking of returning to the old number amid of public outcry over the change.
Well, isn't it just so stupid? Like you're offended because your little fantasy garbage.
Yeah.
It says you can't have
Exactly
that combination. Oh, boo-hoo. Change it for me.
I'm not even going to get into the fucking fact that if you translate the goddamn text from Aramaic, which is what the language was written in, it's 616, not 666.
Oh, is that-
That's because when we translated it from Aramaic into Greek, which then got translated into Latin, the transliteration of the text, because the letters equal numbers and they don't mean the same number. And so people added the fucking number up wrong. And so when King James was like, I'm going to put it into Old English, he did all that shit and he just copied the wrong thing, and now everybody thinks that that's what it is, but they're all wrong.
So there's
it
like
has nothing. The letter stigma, which is the Greek letter that's in the translation, doesn't exist. It's not a letter. It's not sigma. Sigma. That one. That signifies 200, but it's not that. It's stigma with a T. That's a whole different thing. That's
Like
a
what-
letter. That's not
Like
a
what
letter.
they feel about the number 666.
Exactly right.
Stigma.
It's sigma is the 18th letter. Stigma is a word.
Right.
There's not a number.
Isn't like 616 an area code?
Yes. Well,
So-
sure.
So that's
Yeah,
the
but
evil one.
I don't know about
That's
that.
the devil's area. Where is 616? Somebody in the chat, tell me when you dial 616.
Blueberries, peppers, squash, and cucumbers. Who does cucumbers around here?
616 around here?
Cucumbers. Can you
They're the devil.
I like cucumbers.
I like
cucumbers. Well, anyhow, the Fronda, a Catholic publication, has for years called for Bus 666 to be renamed, arguing that it has the satanic overtones, and that to present the reality of eternal damnation as amusing in any way is just plain stupidity.
Oh, that's so evil.
Yeah, so
you know
evil,
what? It's
Bus.
so fucking evil
Public
and
transit,
terrible.
so evil.
You know, I guess like we should also, but it doesn't matter if we like elect people who've done
Yeah.
unspeakable crimes.
No.
Oh no.
As long as they don't worship Satan.
if they're godly, then it's all
Right, that's
fine.
exactly right. The good Lord giveth and taketh away. So it lamented the fact that many Polish journalists, even Catholic ones, took pleasure in the joke of this entire story. So there
Traitors.
you know, traitors to the cause. That's
I'll tell you what I really this story is making me think of is kielbasa.
yeah. Oh man, it's got to
Man, do
perform.
I want some kielbasa.
God,
It's gotta perform.
It's gotta perform. And we gotta see you next time. Another episode of Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt, this performance is over.
That's right. This
Call
is
the curtain.
call time.
Time to drop that shit down on us. Get those canes out, yank us by the
Oh,
neck, get
please.
us off the fucking stage.
Quick and easy. Let me turn just right. Go for C3.
I want to either get compressed and crushed to
That's-
death, ocean above me and around me,
Yes.
or I want to be frozen and jettisoned into vast
please,
nothingness,
please.
the void of
I'm
eternity, until I
ready.
reach a black hole and then my remains just get stretched out eternally.
Take me to space.
Take me to space.
All right, Juan and Allison.
Yay.
We made it.
Our
We
team.
made it through again.
We did it.
All right. Well, Well,
Don't know why I'm opening another one of these. I am like
they're small.
desperately waiting to use the bathroom.
Oh, well, you're good.
After this-
We're all done.
Oh, no, we can be on the stream. I don't care.
No, we're done now. Matt's gonna go pee.
Hey, look, this is what happens. You can't drink with that much cherry,
No,
and
but
that much brown sugar.
Crouch.
It can't be healthy. And I still think I should have won two sides.
Yeah, you gotta take care of. You don't have a kidney stone blocking.
I don't have anything blocking me.
It's all coming through, so you gotta take care of that. Gotta get that squared
If
away.
I can reach my mouth with it. You ever just like dump your first sip right all of your pants?
Well, sometimes it's too full. You don't
Mhm.
expect it to be that full. You know.
Sometimes it's almost like I haven't been in this body for almost 35
That's why
years.
you wrap your mouth all the way around the can
Mhm.
for the first one. Like a trap.
That's right. Like Seth Meyers' wife.
Oh, you got it. Good luck. Good night.
Over enthusiastic.